Hello and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I want to thank you all for tuning in to watch. Your support means the world to us, particularly in times where supporting people is hard because money's tight and everyone's stuck inside. So thank you all very much for watching. Particularly want to thank our Patreons and, even more particular to that, our $25 Patreon supporters, who are Rowan Parker, Trevian Alexander, Samantha Bates, Cat Waterflame, and Elle. Thank you all very much for your support over the years, without which we wouldn't be able to do any of the things that we do now. So thank you very much. And watching the show, sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live! Hello everybody, welcome back to Star Wars: The Twilight Nights. I'm John. I'm your game master for the evening. We've been skipping on this recently, and I can blame only myself. But remember, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, and a variety of other epithets. And I'm joined today by Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Jash Ulan, the Chiss Guardian, Sorosu Defender, and Protector multiclass. And I assume I'm gonna roll some Destiny.
Oh yeah, I should do the Destiny thing, shouldn't I?
I tried to give you the heads up.
Yeah.
I
When
see
did
that
you send that note?
Just before you between the intro and the
Between the intro and now?
yeah. Between the intro and you starting to talk again.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's additional epithets: believe women, believe victims, and be very suspicious of rich people and people in power.
Yep.
And one dark side.
I got a new shirt today and I'm really excited about it. But it doesn't show up well on camera. I'll have to stand up at some point. And I'm also joined by Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Nerys, Droid Consular Healer. And
I like how your intro has become just a series of nouns.
yes, it's always been a series of nouns. What are you talking about? It's never been. All right.
Man, door, hand,
Dark
hook, car, gun.
Yes.
Skeleton Archer. Skeleton Archer. Skeleton Archer. Which is name, occupation, and race. And...
See, I was just imagining all the characters from Archer, but divested of their flesh.
Also joined by Jeremy.
Hi, I am Jeremy. I am playing Esty, Zeltron Shadow, who would like to remind you that communism is just a red herring. And
right, I want to chip in.
We're going
Oh,
in a
boy.
direction
With an editorial saying all the people that tell you that communism only works on paper, capitalism only works on paper too.
No,
Okay.
also valid point.
Capitalism only
referencing
works
a-
with paper.
Valid point. I was simply referencing the greatest comedy ever made, but
U.S. government?
no, the greatest intentional comedy ever made, not the greatest joke.
So Texas. Okay, got it.
Also not intentional.
No, they meant that. And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Avazia. She is a Juyo Berserker Pureblood Sith.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Corsorath, the Sith Pureblood Makashi duelist.
And for the record, the shirt, I think it's probably backwards, but it says, "This is my zombie costume," you know, before getting bitten. And it's backwards on the overlay, but I said it out loud.
It's the right way around for us who are looking at your camera.
There you go.
Yes, you explained the joke. That makes it much better.
Right.
The problem is I know that you aren't being sarcastic when you say right. I've heard you with jokes before.
And with the correct cadence. Anyways, when last we left off,
It was just enough explaining of the joke.
Roll destiny.
Oh yes, I need to roll destiny.
oh yeah, roll listening.
Yes, you do.
We're all dark side today.
Yeah.
Hold on, I didn't do it.
Come on.
Light side.
Vasia got you one light side
Yeah.
point. You are not
Which
totally
we will
in the dark.
immediately spend.
Yeah.
You will immediately spend, and I will get stronger. Anyways, when last we left off, you were trying to find Caecilian and a hand.
Yep.
So you put in some credits for a hand job and proceeded
Yep.
to try to find a way down below the floating sections of Nar Shaddaa.
I mean, it's more of an arm job, but still.
Uh,
You know,
Rest.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming, and I still groaned in my head.
we got a visible reaction too. It was great.
Phrasing Jeremy.
There we go. John's back, everybody.
Oh, thank you, William. Thank you, William. Oh, that was good. The best part was it took all of us like a couple of seconds, but a different couple of seconds to figure it out.
I still haven't gotten it. It's okay.
Don't worry about it. It's you're fine.
I knew
Mara.
it
You are missing nothing
You
of
are
value.
perfect the way you are.
I knew it was coming, and I still groaned in my head. Was the line. Anyways,
Okay.
Anyway.
now I get it.
Yeah, there you go.
I regret things.
Like I, like
You'll
I
never
said,
get those brain cells back.
you missed nothing of value.
I found that highly valuable, Jeremy.
Hate you all.
So, you've put in an armor for a replacement limb. An order. Why did I say armor? You put in an order for a replacement limb,
Yep.
which is going to take a couple days to make because you are
Mhm.
getting that fancy
Yep.
material blocks lightsabers.
Superior Cortosis Mod
Yes.
5
That's it.
cybernetic implant.
Yes.
I have a note.
That. So it's gonna take a couple days to make, but it will replace your
Mhm, mhm.
arm in a very obvious fashion as you take that one step further into cyberpunk.
Honestly, he's just fulfilling the Star Wars character's destiny. And like there in every Star
Right.
Wars story, there's
Yeah,
got to be
no,
someone who
some-
loses an arm.
I mean, you already have Nereus, who lost both arms.
Ares is a droid. They're kind of interchangeable.
They lost their arms a long time ago, though.
I mean, fair.
And you're also trying to find a way down because you had determined through use of through that information that had been left for you by Caecilian, figuring that you might need to figure out where he went, that the Republic spy network or the Republic spy cell that Caecilian was working with had moved to the peaks of Nar Shaddaa, which is the top of the skyscrapers that are actually on the physical planet or moon of Nar Shaddaa, that the city proper that you're currently in, prominently the Promenade, hovers above.
Mhm.
To try to get assistance, either getting off planet or something else. You're on the Promenade. You have just placed your order. You have stepped back out into the hustle and bustle of the streets. You see Imperial soldiers marching in larger numbers than they were previously, particularly considering this is the neutral area of the Promenade, and a suspicious lack of Republic personnel on the ground. What you doing?
So are we planning to commandeer a vehicle and fly there ourselves, or
I don't know that we have much in the way of better options unless we actually just find a taxi. Although finding
We'd already established that taxis don't drop people off there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yes, we will just have to take a vehicle.
Yeah, the spires and below are no-go zones for the civilized of Nar Shaddaa, i.e., people that can afford taxis.
Right.
Probably one we can hang on to so we can get back up here in 2 days.
That is part of the virtue of taking the thing. Yes.
Right. Should try and find one that is not attended.
I tried to find a yellow cab in New York that's unattended.
Right. Josh looks towards Esty because he assumes that if anybody is good at criminal stuff around here, that's not specifically murder. If anybody's good at any of the other type of criminal stuff around here, she's at least got the best chance at it.
Well, that's presumptive. It's not wrong, but it's presumptive.
Are you saying it is a poorly reasoned inference?
You know what? I'm just gonna go steal his car.
I can do that.
I have no problem taking someone out to get their vehicle.
It depends on the person. I
And
am
how splashy we want to be.
Yeah, and that.
Preferably not, I would think.
Killing someone over a car is not going to be quite the 4-alarm fire that it would on other planets.
You can also just knock them out. You don't have to kill them.
I like to think of murder as a very, very, very long form of unconsciousness.
I like that it's a Vasya that said, you can just knock them out. You don't have to kill them. That's character growth.
That's true.
All right, there's what we call character growth.
See,
Take
I
a point
like
of conflict.
I like to give them a chance. I like to throw them over something really, really tall. And if they manage to spontaneously manifest wings, or,
Good for them.
the force and can telekinetically stop themselves, then they're good. And if they can't, it's their fault and I'm not responsible for their death.
Like them not to decide to have a vendetta against us and track us down to find their car again. Personally.
Yeah, it should be fine. So I am going to, the important part of any good car, or the important first step of any good car theft is, not that I know from personal experience, to be clear. I realize I just came out a little too knowledgeable there. Is scouting and finding a good mark.
All right.
So we are just going to take a little stroll.
Really, you don't have to be an experienced car thief to know that. That's the first part of any good crime.
I understand that.
All right. So, in that case, let's see what I want you to roll. Someone with a dice pool. Let's have
Maybe
you roll.
skullduggery.
Thuggery.
I feel like skullduggery is the actual
No,
commission of the
skullduggery
crime,
is.
but maybe.
I would say that I would say that skullduggery would also be casing the joint. So you could do a skullduggery. You could do skullduggery, difficulty 2.
Okay.
You could do perception, difficulty 3. You could do you could do underworld, difficulty 2. Or you could
I'm going with the skullduggery so far.
Or you could do piloting planetary, but with your intelligence, with your intellect instead of your agility. difficulty 3.
Yeah, no, definitely skullduggery.
All right.
Difficulty 2. I need to take some.
Hey, you want to spend that one light side point we have?
I mean, no, I will wait until the actual theft for that.
Okay, that's fair.
I shouldn't have because it's me rolling fucking dice.
So with skullduggery, again, just as a reminder for the listeners and the viewers as well, a failure isn't that you get nothing. It's just that you don't get what you're looking for. You also have 2 advantages. So with a failure,
What happens if I tell you I was looking for to find that there were no options?
That's not what you were looking for when you made the roll. So
I didn't say one way or the other.
Yeah, you
No.
did.
Okay. I tried.
It was good try. I haven't had any bleach, so but but yeah. So with a failure and 2 advantages, you find that they're the least paid attention to vehicle that you can see on the promenade. There are 2 of them. One of them is a sky skiff that has a very large and very obvious hut sitting on it, just sort of observing the goings on of the promenade. Very lightly guarded. There is a Gamorrean and a droid. Like not a whole lot there. This hut seems to be fairly confident in his safety, being on Nar Shaddaa. And then aside from that skiff, there is, and that's sort of like it's sort of a palanquin skiff. So it's like one of those big, large, wide ones that has a single pilot at one end and a covered, thing, the kind that's meant for lounging.
Right.
There's that, and there is a very clearly bearing Imperial marking speeder that is parked over by the taxi area with a pair of Imperial troopers just sort of hanging out next to it. Those are the 2 least currently occupied and guarded vehicles.
And where's the speeder?
The speeder's parked near the taxi landing zones.
So well-traveled area.
Fairly well-traveled area, but also busy. So
right. That was.
And the skiff is hovering just off the promenade, like within jumping range for someone that has the Force. But a little bit more visible. But it's also mid-operation.
Do I know this hut by reputation?
No, this is definitely a minor hut.
Okay.
Granted, minor hut, but
minor hut means that he works for some other hut that is far more dangerous.
Also, a hut.
I mean, yes, also a hut, but
it's one of those things where it's like minor god.
I mean, legit, but also, as we well know canonically, you can kill a hut without force powers or clothing.
It's true. It's
true.
They're not physically powerful now.
If the lot of us jumped on that skiff, that hut would be dead and we would have a skiff.
It's true.
Right.
These are both true sentences.
I'll frown and come back. All right. See, 2 potential options. How big is this speeder? Can it hold all of us, or is it a personal?
The Imperial speeder?
Yeah.
It's like a squad car.
Okay, so it could probably take all of us.
Yeah.
So there's an Imperial speeder with a couple people, couple troopers that we would have to take out or lure away or whatever. And there's a skiff with hot on it. Problem is the speeder is really close to traffic and a lot of people that would not be unnoticed. The skiff would be a little easier to do perhaps unnoticed, but we'd also have to get rid of the hut or potentially pay a lot of money to hire that hut to take us somewhere.
Well,
And we don't know who that hut works for.
We may be throwing away our cards with the Imperials. Right now we are plausibly.
Well, we've
Spies,
already
yes?
thrown that part away when a number of us were caught on video by the hunters that we had to deal with.
Ah, that's true. Never
Yeah, no.
mind.
Yeah, no, that jig is up. I assume that, yeah.
Notably, you don't see any Jedi hunters on the Presidium? Promenade. I don't know why. I don't know why I lost the word.
Presidium is Mass Effect.
Yeah, you don't see any hunters on Promenade.
I mean, that's fair. I would assume that if we had, I wouldn't have made it back because they would have seen me and I wouldn't have made it back.
You haven't been seen by them. They don't know who you are.
That is also true. Look, I can lure one of those. Well, I can lure one of those. I could maybe lure both of them away. If you guys want to try and make off with the speeder.
Do any of us know how to hotwire a speeder?
How many ranks do y'all have in either piloting planetary or mechanics?
I've got rank.
I've got
In
0
both.
in both.
I've got one in both.
Nerees theoretically knows how to hotwire a speeder. And theoretically knows how to
I cannot do it.
theoretically knows how to drive one too.
Theoretically, one of those troopers might have the key as well. At which point you can skip the hot wiring.
Yes.
I mean, not if the trooper is lured away versus killed and looted, but
Lured away and incapacitated and looted are not necessarily
I mean, mutually exclusive.
mutually
that is true.
exclusive.
Do we want to set up an ambush then in an alleyway or something?
Lured away and pickpocketed is also an option.
Also true.
Cannot pickpocket something.
For the curious, a pickpocket check would be a coordination check.
I mean,
It makes sense. Well, what do you think? Looking towards Corsoreth.
Esty and I are both somewhat talented at manipulating the minds of others, both personally and with the Force. I think between the two of us, we should be able to deal with those two troopers and retrieve their speeder keys without the need to potentially damage our escape vehicle. And without raising alarms.
okay.
Fair enough.
In my experience, troopers are not particularly strong-willed.
Not the line troopers, not usually.
You didn't get a good enough look at them to tell what rank they were, or what it's worth.
Fair. All right, if we're gonna go down that road, simplest way to do it is gonna be get them somewhere really isolated, incapacitate them to whatever degree that needs to be done. So they aren't ready, that they aren't able to sound the alarms. John, is there I'm assuming there is a low rent hotel area around here.
You can't swing a dead whatever that thing that was eating
Right.
fish on the side of a hut on the side of the hut skiff without hitting one.
Right. All right.
What is
What's
that
the
creature?
worst, scuzziest one?
Uh,
The least reputable, the one that literally probably has a dead body in a mattress.
what is the name of the thing that looked like Kermit on crack from Star Wars?
Oh, hang on.
Salacious Crumb.
Yep. Mhm.
Was that his species or his name?
That was
That
his
was
name.
his name. I don't know what his
Yeah,
species
Salacious
was.
B. Crumb is a monkey lizard. Is a
Okay.
Kowakian monkey lizard.
All right. Yes, there is a hotel called the Choked Monkey Lizard.
Okay, what's one step up? No, I'm kidding.
That is definitely like they have a sign outside that says no security cameras.
Which means there are definitely a couple security cameras snuck in there.
Not security cameras.
Yeah, no. Personal use cameras. SD looks, sighs for a minute. All right, give me 25 minutes and then go in there, give them enough credits to ask where I went and then go there. Be armed. And I take off my robe. I hand it to one of you.
Thank you. I take it back.
You hand it to Jash, who reaches with the wrong arm and it drops to the ground.
You said he had a prosthetic.
Yeah, you do have a temporary loner.
Right. My loner arm.
It's kind of like the branding, like you're a walking advertisement for the shop right now.
Right, yeah.
That's the worst part of it.
Yeah.
Like, sure, everything else is bad, but that is legitimately the worst part.
With the branding on the forearm.
And I am going to walk right up to them shamelessly and explicitly flirting and using influence
Okay.
to raise their libido levels.
So, an influence check.
Yep.
Which is going to be a charm roll with your influence force die.
Yep.
What difficulty 2 versus whatever your bonuses are against their cool.
Okay. And this is where I will be using the light side point. Because we don't need those.
Of course not.
And as the last light side point flips
shit.
over,
Wait.
you all feel the world get subtly, noticeably, but not visually darker.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pulling that back
Okay.
because if I roll the wrong side of the force, I'm gonna need that point
So that you can actually spend it.
so that I can actually spend it.
And then it gets slightly brighter again. Very
See?
quickly after.
I'm learning this system.
Well
Okay, it's gonna get
done.
dark again soon.
Right.
Okay, difficulty 2. This is charm. This is influence.
That's the point where you're playing at the table where you reach out and grab the light side die, the destiny die, and you're like,
Nice.
And that is why I saved the point, because you can only use I'm assuming that you can use light side for a very specific kind, and you can use dark side for a very specific kind. I'm assuming this is dark side. In fact, I want it to be the dark side version.
passion is dark side, yes.
Yep.
You are trying to influence. You are trying to influence sexual arousal. That's a dark side point.
Yep.
So
now it's dark again.
it's dark again as the neon begins to glow now.
And I take a point of conflict.
Dark, but sexy.
And yes, that was a success.
And 2 triumphs.
A success, a force point success, and 2 triumphs. So I'm assuming it takes me about 30 seconds.
Well, hang on. They have to roll.
That's true. That's true.
It's an opposed check.
I mean, I need to check something just to make sure because this character sheet can be funky.
2 difficulty. Do you have any penalties that you apply for being
know
a
what?
Zeltron?
That did not roll my extra bonus die.
Do you?
I get a bonus die for charm rolls because of I'm a Zeltron.
Yep, you can go
I don't
ahead.
think it did.
No, it didn't. You can go ahead and roll it again with the bonus die.
Can I just roll a bonus die somehow?
If you have a way to roll a bonus die, go ahead.
Just change your dice pool.
0 everything
I'm
out
curious
except
if
the
this'll
bonus die.
work. Nope.
Yeah, just go up to your dice pool and empty everything out and add a boost die.
Yeah, the 1B modifier only works from the character sheet because it uses a coding. It inserts it into a code rather than a...
How do you roll without putting the stats?
I think you just hit the D20 below where the force die is.
Yeah.
Force die
Yeah.
listing is.
Yeah, once you filled your dice pool
I
out, just
see.
hit that.
I
button.
see. I see. There's 2
Yeah.
advantage to add on.
Additional advantage.
Nice.
All right. So...
That was an experience of learning how this fucking character sheet works.
Yeah.
So 2 successes, 2 triumphs, and 2 advantage. That's
Yep.
nice and synchronous.
Seth, do you impose any penalties to cool checks against you?
I do not believe so. My pheromone thing is what gives me the bonus
Okay.
die.
All right, cool.
I don't think I have anything that gives me disadvantage.
Hang on, wait. Did I
Nope.
have them? Did I have them set as the correct minion pool? No. Hang on. I rolled that wrong. Let me fix it. It doesn't matter, but still. Actually, no. It doesn't. It doesn't even change the roll. So yeah, they got 1 success, which means they failed.
Yep.
So you walk past, sort of like bouncing your hips in a particular fashion,
Yep.
and they do the Looney Tunes wolf like eyes popping out, heart pounding, floating through the air after you thing
Okay.
into the
And just-
into the motel.
and
Yep.
and just sort of stalking behind them is the like black and blue clad Corsarath, just like a shadow behind the group.
25 minutes
She gave you a time
because
limit.
we need them at their most vulnerable.
Right.
They're already there.
Nuh-uh.
No, they're not out of their armor yet.
One of them has a liquid trail following, and it's not like you hit them with 2 triumphs on a charm check. One of them's a preemie, and I don't mean that in a medical sense.
Still need him completely out of his armor and away from his weapons.
I don't think it's going to take 25 minutes.
It's
get
not going to
that.
take 25 minutes.
I mean, also fair. What's funny is I realized after saying that, but SJ's just going to go with it. If I could make it quick enough, I could wait until they fall asleep, get up, grab the keys, walk out, and use "Now You See Me" so that they don't even remember that that they had any interaction.
With the roll you just had, that takes 5 minutes. They're
Okay, good.
They're
asleep.
out. Like,
Okay, well, that makes that simple.
you get 2 triumphs. You just you do your thing.
Okay, so once they're both asleep, then I will just get up out of bed,
And they've left you thoroughly
over.
disappointed.
walk over, make sure they're both lined up, hold out the lightsaber, shunk,
Done.
shunk,
There are now 2.
grab the keys, and walk out down after about 10 minutes.
Yeah, so Corsarath, you're standing outside, waiting.
With your
Lightsaber
chronometer.
in hand, counting down in your head, getting that rage built up for a good fight, and SD
And
walks
she
out.
just walks out like
Of course,
teenagers.
Corsarath's just like standing there, just like head tilted back, thinking for a minute. I don't know if I'm going to be needed. And then she just like steps out.
Teenagers.
As more than one person gets blue-balled today.
No, legitimately only one person did.
But yeah, they I don't know. That's it was a real good roll, and
Yep.
Imperial pilots are not not very well. They suck outside their ships.
Very well. Let's
As
get
long
going.
as they suck well, it's fine.
Wasn't even that good.
Um,
Like I said, you're disappointed.
Yeah. What else is new? So let's go.
Let's be
We
on
have
our
a
way then.
speeder.
Good.
All right. Yeah, no, you have a speeder. No questions asked.
We take it down.
All right.
Before we do, does anybody have the capability of checking this plate thing for the Star Wars equivalent of a load jack?
Right. Tracking devices, that sort of thing.
You can make
Aye.
you can make a computers check, difficulty 3.
I will look.
You do that. I'm not good at computers.
All right.
I can do mechanical
Difficulty
stuff.
3. I'm not great at this, but could go worse. Yeah. That's one threat.
You're pretty certain this thing's clear.
All right.
Can Jash do a follow-up check on that just to see?
Sure. Computers check difficulty 3. Actually, computers check difficulty 3 with a setback die because you're following up after Essie's check.
Okay. All right. 3 success.
You're sort of looking around and you realize the vehicle itself is not bugged
Mhm.
or tracked. There is a basically the key that Esty grabbed is a is a code cylinder.
Okay.
Which you're sort of thinking about as you're looking at that code cylinder. That code cylinder is probably tracked somehow.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Okay. That item that you lifted off of the trooper, that's what they'll be using to track this.
All right. Well, we kind of need it, so it's fine.
Is it the sort of thing where you have to have it in order to turn it on, or is it the
Yeah.
sort of thing where you could plug it in, turn it on, and then chuck the cylinder and
Yeah, it's, if you pull it out, it cuts off. It cuts
you
off.
pull it out? Okay.
You pull it out, you plummet.
Right.
Which is not ideal.
Theoretically, if we're confident that we can hotwire this, or if we're confident that the Jedi, whose name I am blanking on,
Cillian?
Caecilian.
if we're confident that Caecilian has another way out, we could take it down there, turn it off, and chuck the code cylinder, and then if we need to, we can hotwire this thing to get it
With
moving
3
again.
successes,
Mhm.
if one of us with the signal jammers carried it, would they still be able to track us?
You get the sense that the way it's tracked is kind of like an RFID chip kind of thing. So like they wouldn't be able to find it while you're jamming the signal around it, but the minute the signal jammer goes away, they'd be able to find it again.
Okay. Yes, that might be wise, is to just get us where we're going and then figure it out afterwards. It may be that we do not even need this after we get down there if Caecilian is able to get us off planet directly.
If
Cool.
we want, we could just throw that and then rely on potentially being able to hotwire this thing if we need to.
That as well.
How about you try hot wiring it first before we throw it?
Neres, would you like to take a stab at that?
Not here in the middle of the promenade.
That's why I suggested getting there first.
Legit.
All right. And Jash will jump into whatever serves as the rear turret of this thing.
There's no mounted gun on it.
No mounted gun? Okay, well that makes a little more sense. But yeah, no,
Right.
he's basically taking a back defensive position.
I guess I'm the driver. I have piloting.
You are the only one with pilot planetary, so
Sweet. Okay.
All right. So you all pile in.
Mm-hmm.
So Neres, how are you going down?
I'm gonna carefully drive down. I don't.
All right. So I'm going to need you to make me a piloting planetary,
Okay.
difficulty 3,
Okay.
with a setback die. As you
Sure.
begin to head down, and you sort of learn the second reason why no one really goes down below the hover areas. There's two additional reasons you learn. In addition to the fact that it's the poor place, it's where the poor people are. It's also where the afterburners that keep the cities afloat are pointed. And it's where all of the automated traffic that can communicate with each other just fine, and thus don't need to worry about things like stoplights and traffic laws, fly.
Okay. Well, in that case, there's no Jedi hunters up here. I'm gonna use some stuff as soon as I find that damn tab. Where are you?
Ebb and flow.
Yeah. I've got. Now that I have 2 force, I can do 2 force on this thing, or how does that work? I'm not exactly sure.
What's the skill
Yes,
you're
now that
trying
you
to
have
use?
2 force die, you can.
Two force die.
Yeah, you can. Whenever you're using any force power, you get to choose how many force die you want to use for
Okay.
it.
Sweet. I am going to use
To your
both.
force rating.
Up to your force rating. Yes.
Here we go. Okay. That's 4 failures though.
You
You
didn't, add your
didn't
skill.
roll any.
Wait, I didn't.
Yeah,
no,
you
didn't
hang
roll
on.
any positive
There
dice.
we go. Okay, well that was hang on. Let me try that again.
You rolled your
I'm
dice
so
pool, not
much
the
better.
skill.
Okay, yeah, that's because I know how to play this game. Piloting planet. There we go. Hey, 1 success, 3 threats. I can't use those force die.
Correct. So you begin to pilot down.
Yes.
So 1 success is not enough to succeed in this task fully.
Okay.
So as you begin to fly down, the first thing that you notice is the buffeting from the afterburners, and all of you sort of feel it as the temperature begins to rise as the vehicle begins to go down. And very shortly after you pass the sort of lower floor of sentient traffic, you begin to feel the vehicle shaking, and the shaking begins to pick up in intensity.
All right.
Something's rattling somewhere.
That is not good.
Hey, sweetie.
And Josh, make a reflexive mechanics check to see if this is something that we can stabilize real quick or something.
Go ahead. How would anybody like to assist in Neres' second piloting roll, which is going to be done with a setback die?
An additional setback
Yes.
die?
Mhm.
Okay.
Actually, hang on. You shouldn't have had that setback die in the first roll.
You
No,
said
did I say
You said difficulty 3 with
Yeah.
a setback
That's right.
die.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
you-
Right. Yes, with
You did.
a second setback die. Sorry, my brain is functioning at 3 different levels. So yes.
So yeah, Josh will be looking to see if this is something he can sort of mechanically stabilize, or at least give some advice on how to compensate for whatever might be going wrong back here.
I am going to try and talk Nerys through this piloting situation.
Okay. Avasi and Coursera?
Ozia can do nothing. She pats Nerys on the head. Encouragement.
I don't know if that's helpful.
Okay.
It's encouraging.
Unfortunately, my move power is not significant enough to be able to throw cars out of the way, so
It's whatever.
Can't do much.
Think of anything that you think might help in the slightest. Might help in the slightest.
Yeah, I like
I
the idea
mean-
that I'm doing the positive, calming, soothing. This is what you need to do this way, this way.
sure. Hang on.
And then Avazi is just like, if you screw this up, I will kill you before we all die.
She's being comforting
I know.
in the way that She comforts.
Is there a window on
The
this
way that
sidecar?
it's not.
No, it's open roofed.
Oh, it's open roofed. Okay, cool. Then that makes it even easier. Just there's not really
You
much
gonna
else Course Wrath can do other than shoot oncoming traffic.
I mean, maybe you could be, keeping a lookout
So
and
at the moment-
looking for hazards.
At the
or
moment, the
something.
difficulty isn't oncoming traffic; it's the afterburners.
Okay, well at the
Yeah.
moment, yeah, then
Please do not shoot the afterburners.
that wouldn't do anything. They're fucking starship engines.
It might cause a small explosion
I can't wait to see
of-
Corserath bringing down an entire floating city on Nar Shaddaa with a fucking hand blaster.
Well, no, I'm just thinking it might cause a small, minor explosion of fuel, which will just make the situation harder.
Yeah, for y'all. All right, so
No, this
Avasia, attempting to be encouraging with the comforting head pat. You can give me a charm roll, difficulty 3, because you're Avasia. Jeremy, trying to sort of talk Nereus through it. You can give me a leadership roll, difficulty 2,
Okay.
with your boost,
that's
with the boost die
success.
from your pheromones.
No, that does not count towards leadership. Interesting.
It does in this particular case because
Okay.
you are
Good to know.
because I'm giving it to you for the bonus because you are Esty.
in this case, then I suppose I would probably just be keeping an eye out.
Okay. Give me a perception check, difficulty 2. And Jack, give me a mechanics check, difficulty 3 with a setback die. Because you are
I provide an
unfamiliar with the
advantage.
workings.
Nice.
6 successes.
All
2
right.
threat.
So,
Jesus.
of course, you're keeping an eye out, but there's not much you can really do in this particular situation by keeping an eye out because you're not yet at the point where that's necessary.
Yeah.
But you're keeping an eye out for any obstacles that are hitherto unknown. Interestingly, Avasia and Esty, your combined head pats and encouraging words work, which provide Nereus with 2 boost die to the next roll. And Jash, you are able to, strap a few things down so that they stop rattling and provide just enough reinforcement to the speeder to counteract the second setback die. So,
Okay.
Nereus, you're going to make that roll again. Same difficulty
Yep.
of 3.
Yep.
With only 1 setback die at the moment.
Yep.
And with
and
2
two
boost
boosts.
dice.
Okay.
Hey.
Successes. I'm going to use those 2 force die to give myself things. Let's see here.
Do you have the ebb and flow upgrade where you can just add them as successes?
Probably. I have a lot of upgrades. Yeah. Control. Add 1 force to all skill checks. Each 1 force adds either success or advantage to the check. I'm gonna do successes, please.
All right, so 4
I
successes.
want lots of successes. Yeah.
So with the 4 successes and the threat, you managed to get down out of the range of the afterburners. Now you're heading into the carpet of automation. That threat is that as you get down there, you sort of ram into an automated loader. It's small and unencumbered, and so you just take it out and it falls forever.
Oops.
But you are now at the layer of where you're now going to need to be dodging other traffic. We're going to have another roll. How would everybody like to assist for this next roll?
Does it seem like we're mechanically pretty stable at this point?
At the moment, yeah.
Okay. Jash is going to... Would keeping an eye out be perception or vigilance?
It would be Depends on what you're keeping an eye out for. If you're looking for obstacles
Mm-hmm.
or looking for something coming at you.
Okay.
So if it's passive, basically if it's active or passive.
He would probably be going passive, honestly, just trying to maintain a level of awareness. So if something does seem to be changing pattern or shifting or anything like that.
Okay, that'll be vigilance.
Okay.
So that'll be a vigilance difficulty 2.
Okay.
Anybody else? And just for what it's worth, mechanically, if you you can try the same thing again if you want to continue to do head pats and encouraging words. It will get a setback die for repeating the task, though.
Legit. I don't have much else I can do, so yeah, we're going with that. We're can't make it worse. That's not true, but we can hope.
Yeah. So leadership with a boost die and a setback die. Difficulty.
Same here.
Difficulty. Right.
This is where Corsorath decides he's going to act as defensive barrier for anything that's going to literally ram into the vehicle, which is when he pulls out pistol and lightsaber and will deal with anything that's immediately about to collide with us.
Right.
Yep.
Go ahead and make me a We'll make it make an attack with your pistol, difficulty 2. Corsorath.
Which is to say, he's not just shooting anything that's in the way; he's shooting things that are about to collide with us.
Yeah.
Like actively going to run into
this
us.
is how well you're doing that. So make a shot with the pistol.
Difficulty 2, CR2 heavy blaster. As a success.
Okay. So the patting on the head from the patting on the head from Avasia begins to come a little bit heavier. As it's getting a little bit more stressful now that something actually hit the vehicle. It's like okay. And Estes' encouragements have while still sounding encouraging, Nereis, you're now taking away an essence of "don't fuck up."
Yep.
Which is a little bit stressful. Just a little bit stressful.
So
we are going to need Corsorath, you're going to be preventing the next collision, based on the roll. So the triumph that you got, Jash, is going to provide an upgrade to your next roll, Nereis.
Woo.
You are, however, getting a second setback.
Okay.
The other things did not manage to prevent that second setback from building up. And you are not getting the boost dice from Holly and Jeremy.
Okay. All right. 2 setback, 3 difficulty, 1 upgrade.
1 upgrade on your good side. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Oh no!
No.
Everybody,
dead.
join us next week for Werewolf the Apocalypse.
So, Nereis, you're sort of like trying to find a good way to go, and Jash just sort of gives you an indication and goes, punch it, and trusting Jash, you go. Jash was accurate. Your ability to hold the vehicle steady, not as good.
Yep.
So as you dive down, Corsorath, you blast one droid that's about to come hitting you, and it spirals off. Unfortunately, the remaining 4 are not shot as well.
Oh no!
So I need to make some rolls. As
Wondrous.
as the speeder dives through a crowd of delivery droids, there is a cantankerous wail of metal.
I can't do the droid squeal.
You can't, but they are.
Hold on.
There's just
Jeremy's got a
Roger,
soundboard.
Roger.
I do not have a soundboard. I
Um,
am 99% certain that in under a minute I can find that sound on YouTube.
Probably.
Yeah, yeah.
I would be shocked if it took you much longer than that.
Well, it might if my fingers will. I put in Droid ACEEA, and the top search is Droid Screams Star Wars. So
Thank you, algorithm.
So, you are all and the vehicle pelted by dying droids as they collide with the vehicle and you. All of you take. You do get to soak this. Well, this does hit your soak. All of you take. What's the? Okay, yeah. All of you take
17.
no, 10 points of strain damage.
Oh god.
Strain? Okay.
Strain.
Okay.
What if it goes over my threshold?
If it goes over your strain threshold, have you not been healing when you've been resting?
We haven't really had time to rest. There's been lots of
Fair, yeah, no, you haven't-
falling down ladders
Yeah.
and tunnels and things. So no.
If it takes you, so if your strain, if you exceed your strain
Also, I
threshold,
can't heal myself very
if
well.
you exceed your strain threshold, it bleeds over into your wounds, whatever the excess is,
Okay, so
and you need to make me a
how much
Resilience, isn't it?
yeah, you need to make me a resilience check.
Okay, how much strain was it again?
10.
Your soak does apply.
Your soak does apply, so subtract your soak from that 10.
6.
The answer to this is probably no, but it would be
Well, it's
remiss
not
of me
quite
not
there,
to
okay.
ask.
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
Can I parry this?
No, cannot parry. What happens
quite
is
over,
you
yeah.
go, "Pshoo," and as your arm is still in the air,
Yeah.
Now we have 2 people who need arms.
Nope. I just took 6 strain. I'm good.
Yep.
yeah,
Same.
you all get bludgeoned by a bunch of droids who just peel off. And as you
It was
come
10 minus soak,
up,
correct?
yeah, 10 minus soak. Mhm.
Okay.
And as you peel down out of the traffic, vehicle smoking. Vehicle smoking in several places, and also there's a bit of a delivery droid stuck in the left engine. Like,
Well, you
I-
don't stick your hand in a running engine.
There's
Even
there's-
Jash knows that.
like it's head first, and you can see it's still alive because arms are trying to flail and extract itself.
That's really unfortunate.
I was about to say, can I cut it
It's
loose?
just a high pitched squealing sound.
That's why it's really unfortunate.
Yep.
Yeah, you can try to cut it loose. Make an attack roll with your lightsaber. Difficulty 2.
Please do not fuck this up. We do not need our taxi cut in half.
I didn't fuck it up.
Good.
It was the higher difficulty than I needed it to be, too.
That body. Oh yeah. Oh, hang on. Yeah, sorry. The dice pool is still up. Hang on.
Wait, what? I was gonna say that is
the GM
That's
dice
a
pool.
there is
lot
there's
of
no
dice.
way you have that many
Yeah.
dice in your
Roll it
lightsaber
again.
Still
skill.
a lot of advantages.
I would like to crit
That's better.
17 times.
Right? Jesus.
There you go.
Yes. Yeah. You separate the droid from the vehicle, and it goes flying as you continue to dive down.
And can he spend any of those advantages to recover strain?
If you'd like.
Yeah, I'll recover. What is that? 6 strain.
All 6 of that strain, right?
As you do, though, a bit of the paneling that the droid was in also goes flying away with it.
Mhm.
And now part of your engine's exhaust is exposed. So, Nereus, you feel the ship, the vehicle beginning to judder to one side as that thing that keeps the energy focused in one direction is now spraying off to the side as these funnels the funnels busted off.
Yep.
You're like you're sort of like having to like constantly drift in one direction.
Yeah. It's like
If
part
Jash
like
made
that.
another mechanics roll to try and get us back adjusted correctly, would that still have the setback die from trying the same thing twice? Or are we on like a new?
It would have the setback die from trying the same thing twice, but more importantly, you can sort of see that Nereus is rapidly approaching a skyscraper. So
Oh.
your attention is more towards trying to stop that than trying to stabilize that engine.
I
Okay.
do feel like it's really necessary at this point to say, was that the primary buffer panel?
Did the primary buffer
The
panel
primary
just
buffer
fall
panel
off by
just fell off my
fucking the
gram
ship?
ship for no apparent reason.
I mean, there was an apparent reason. It was that a droid got rammed into it.
Legit, but
So yeah, the speeder is now hurtling in sort of a drifting pattern, Tokyo Drift style,
Right.
multi-track drifting towards the skyscraper, and not towards a landing pad.
No, just the side of a fucking building.
Side windows. There's an old cleaning. There's like an old cleaning thing on the side of it, long abandoned.
Welcome to the Taurus landing from the KOTOR 1.
Hopefully, it goes better than that one did. Oh, what would the rest of you
And
like to do to help
how
buff this roll?
responsive does Neri seem right now, having just taken like several droids to the teeth, or what passes for teeth for them,
Screen's a bit cracked.
right?
I'm busy. There is a busy signal. Tap, and there is a busy signal. That's it.
Does
Because
the
Jash is honestly the only thing he can think of is either to reach over and help with the steering.
yep.
Can he make an athletics roll or
Yeah,
something to
yeah.
just wrench this thing back around?
yeah, you can make an athletics roll to try to help. You know,
Okay, what's
shove
my
the vehicle
difficulty
in a
on
certain direction.
that?
It's gonna be difficulty. What's your skill in piloting?
I don't have any.
Neri's?
Oh, Neri's.
Rank 1.
Okay, so it's gonna be difficulty 3.
Okay.
Can I use?
He's
Can I
going to
use
use enhance to add his force die to this roll.
Absolutely, William.
Can I attempt to use move to try and force the exhaust to focus itself straight again?
Yeah, you can try that.
3 successes.
I'm gonna say because move doesn't inherently have a roll associated with it. I'm gonna say in this particular case, I want you to make a force.
Well, it is. It's just a force die roll, and you use.
Yeah. In this particular, in order to direct it the way you want it to work, we're gonna say it's a force power roll with your discipline.
Okay.
It's gonna be a
Sounds
discipline check with your force dice in order to
What's the difficulty?
difficulty 2, in order to make sure that you're pushing it in the right direction.
Discipline.
Just like how when you use move to throw something, it's a ranged attack.
Yeah. Nope.
Avasia and Esti.
If we had any light side points, then maybe, but
I'm going to try and snap Nerys out of it.
Oh,
With
I
with
didn't
with a
know.
leadership roll?
Discipline is the insight skill in this system.
Discipline and cool. They both are.
Yep.
Discipline is
Gotcha.
offense. Discipline is offense. Cool is defense.
cool is not being deceived. Discipline is reading someone's intentions.
Right.
Can Avazi assist with that?
So you're continuing on with your encouragement and basically you're continuing on with your charm and
Just
leadership rolls.
trying to.
I am specifically not enough to do damage, but I am slapping the droid across the face to snap them out of it for a
What
moment.
I was gonna do.
Coordinated
We have
unarmed
gone
strikes, both of
past-
you.
We have gone past gentle at this point.
Oh,
He's
boy.
going to do that and be like, Nerys, we need you now.
Coordinated brawl checks from the two of you.
Okay.
Yes.
So brawl difficulty 2.
It's the Captain Jack Sparrow of the slap in one direction, turn to face the other person, slap back the
Yeah.
other way.
Uh,
3 successes.
Wait. I should not have a setback die in there.
Yeah, make sure you remove your setback die and roll again.
Oh.
A me special.
Jeremy Walsh.
Not a failure.
So, SD, you smack Neres and ow! Fuck, droid!
I know, I understand that, but it's physical sensation.
Yeah.
So it might.
It hurts you. Avasia, you smack Neres so hard that the spiderwebbing glass on the front of the faceplate flies out. Your vision's clearer now, Neres.
She will just
Also-
scream, "Get your head together."
As I take it apart.
So like you no longer have the obscured fractal like image in front of your visual sensors. Your visual sensors are also no longer protected.
No, this hurts.
We'll get to that. One problem at a time.
The wind, it burns my eyes.
Go on.
Maurice, focus.
And did you get the athletics check, Josh?
Yeah, Josh got
Okay.
3 successes on that with his
And
enhance.
3 threats. All right, so
Very
And 3
good.
threats. Yes.
I need another piloting roll, Neres.
Yeah. What are we at?
3 difficulty, 3 setback,
Okay.
This deal just keeps getting worse all the time.
with 2 upgrades from the
Ooh,
clearing of your
okay.
vision and the assistance from Josh.
Cool. Okay. Here we go.
Hey.
There are
It's
3 successes
successful.
in there.
There are 3 successes in that. So, with the combined efforts of Josh and Neres, you manage to sort of like sideswipe the speeder around the skyscraper you're about to hit.
Yes.
And it goes, and as you spin around, you overcorrect ever so slightly, and the other side of the speeder collides with the skyscraper, and you bounce, and all of you rock back and forth as the speeder takes the hit, and you also like grab onto whatever you can to stay still. And now the speeder is sort of spiraling out of control as it sort of continues to spin down and forward, and eventually lands, skips like a stone over water. As it lands on the top of a roof, and then a top of a roof, and then through the side of a smaller skyscraper, blasting through the glass in the side of the building, and just colliding with what was at one point probably a commissary, and just getting with a horrendous screech, to a halt. The engine's still going. As you are sort of pinned in what looks like at one point it was a grease trap and an industrial grade oven.
Cut the power, cut the power, cut the power.
I will
All
do
of you
that.
make resilience checks.
Okay.
Yes. What's our difficulty? on
Difficulty
these?
3.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm still committing force die because I have the upgrade that lets me add
Woo.
it to any check in a scene.
Woo.
So that's good. Resilience,
Yep.
3 difficulty.
3
I have
difficulty.
something for resilience.
Okay. Where is resilience?
If Corserath is the one who completely fails this one, I will laugh. I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
this-
Right.
Absolutely.
No. No.
Not a failure. Neres.
No. Yeah. Not a success.
Do I have something for resilience? I think no, it's in one of my trees. I don't think I have it yet. Okay.
Yeah, no, Guardian gets, because you've got Guardian as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I mean a Protector.
Protector, yeah.
Yeah. We get stuff eventually. I don't have it either.
Difficulty 3, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Failure.
So, all of you get a critical injury.
Okay.
Oh.
Those of you with successes add a negative modifier of 10 per success. or your success on the
Yeah.
resilience roll. Those of you with failures, add a positive modifier of 10 per failure. Those
Cool.
of you
I've
with
only got
nothing,
one.
roll a flat roll.
Flat. I still have
Well,
slowed down, which
I'm
does
sorry,
not
can you
heal.
repeat that one more time on what we're
So,
rolling?
several of you didn't have. I'm gonna.
Oh, whoops.
Your negative modifiers. So
I didn't click out of the field. That's probably why.
you're going to go to your critical injuries.
Mm-hmm.
In the critical roll offset, you are going to put a minus 10 for each of your successes, or a plus 10
You
for
guys.
each of your failures.
Mine was fine. Mine was it hurt real
Okay.
bad, but I'm otherwise fine.
So if I had 3 successes, would that be minus 30?
That would be minus 30, yes.
Okay.
And then hit roll critical.
All right.
There you go. Wait.
Josh, you rolled twice, so
Yeah, my first one didn't have a negative in it.
yeah. But did you clear out the injury that came before you rolled again?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
I have to roll a d10 to see what characteristic got wounded.
Yep.
Hang on. That's a 3 brawn. That makes sense.
All right.
Shouldn't
So
Avazia's be
What
69?
happens? Question.
Oh, you have previous criticals. Okay.
Yeah.
What happens if your brawn is at 0?
You broke.
hang on. There's a specific thing that happens when your attributes are at 0.
It's not
Oh
one, it's
no.
1 usually.
Nerys
I-
is dead.
I feel like you broke.
I mean, I know that's how it worked in 3.5.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that to me that sounds like you can't like if you have a strength of 0 as opposed to if you have a con of 0.
Yeah.
Right. Mhm.
You can't move probably,
Right.
Probably.
Until that wound gets healed, yeah.
but I don't think you're dead.
I hope
I don't
not.
know.
Mm.
We'll find
I don't
out.
know what Fantasy Flight's rules are for this, but
I don't
that
think
would
you're
make
dead,
sense.
but we'll find out.
But
I'm amused by the fact that I'm the only one who got any failures on that, and my critical injury was you're shook up for the rest of the encounter.
That's how the dice roll, man.
Yep.
hey, I'm just lucky nobody's here trying to attack me.
All right. What was that?
I
critical-
mean,
got my
mine's
bell rung.
basically the same.
Yeah, both of us get
I have
both
a
of us just got
minor
shook up.
concussion, essentially.
What was that? What was that critical roll? It was that critical injury was a horrific injury.
Yeah.
Horrific injury, you say? Do-do-do-do.
So it says until healed, treat characteristic as 1 point lower, but it doesn't say
Yes.
that the characteristic is actually
Yes,
1 point
yeah.
lower.
Mhm.
So I assume that any
That is
skill
important
rolls
distinction.
involving brawn,
I would
You
not be able
effectively
to do
act as if you have
you
zero. brawn.
effectively
Yeah.
you
Yes.
only have as many green dice as you have ranks.
Basically, yes. That's what I'm going to treat it as for now because that's what it looks like. I don't see anything. I don't see anything else that
Okay.
specifically calls out.
Cool.
That specifically calls out any other effects from that. So we're going to say that for now. If I'm wrong, I'll find out later. But we'll go with that.
Like your back servo is broken or something like that.
Yeah, things aren't working properly right now. So, go ahead and one at a time. Feel free to describe how you are coming to the realization that the engines are still on.
So Essie smacks forward like head first into the dash. You sitting right next to Nerys in the front. Comes back sort of woozy. Once we stop, she's just like a glove. Wait a
Yeah.
minute. What's that sound?
Dash just pitches
Aw.
forward onto his face, leaving himself completely exposed, shoves himself up on his prosthetic, and his face kind of comes up like over the gunnels of this thing, looking directly into the sputtering tail of this engine that's still going.
How's
Cut
the,
the power, cut the power, cut the power.
how's the helmet looking?
The helmet is fine.
Everything
course-
inside is fucked.
Right. I'm rattled to shit, but the helmet is fine. It's
Cool.
designed for this shit.
Of course,
Corserath had been facing backwards, trying to keep the engines in line with the force, and so when everything crashes, Corserath basically gets like thrust back first into the seat in front of him, and just kind of like everything sparkles for a minute as he hits his spine against the seat behind
you
him.
like spine and head into the back of Nere's.
Yeah.
Bang!
And so everything goes white for a second, and when his vision returns, he's staring at the engine that is still firing because he's still facing backwards. He's like, turn that off.
Vasya.
Vazia has fallen to the floor and kind of staggers, getting up. First turns to check on Corserath, and then hears the engine. Tries to stagger forward to the controls to stop.
Yeah,
the
so you
engine.
got thrown clear entirely as the transport hit and Avasia just went.
Over the handlebars.
She's like over like in the ruins of a counter that has a strangely Avasia shaped crater in it, trying to get back to the vehicle. Nere's.
I think I feel everyone's panic because I'm force sensing a whole bunch of stuff right now and I can't feel my legs. So this is fun.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna try and turn it off.
and
if I
well,
can.
and you go to try to move the arm and it doesn't
Yep.
move
Fuck.
because that servo is broken. And you look over and you see just wire and bone where your
Not-
shoulder's supposed to be.
Not good.
And as you're all sort of mildly low key panicking, that's where we're gonna take a break. So if you're watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Go get up, stretch your legs, do whatever you need to do. Everyone is on the break. When we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, grab food, grab a drink, whatever you need to do. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back. A dinosaur story. So, the engines are still going. Next round, what are y'all doing? So you've already
Reaching
said
over
turn it
and
off, turn it off,
turning
turn it
off.
off. Yeah.
Reaching
If-
over and
Yeah, if it
turning
hasn't
off
been
the-
turned off
the
yet.
ignition.
So
Yeah, Vazia is scrambling for.
you reach over for the code cylinder, and the bit of Nere's that impacted into the front of the panel has basically bent the console to the point where you can't pull the code cylinder out.
Watch me try.
SD, recognizing that certain things are her strengths and certain things are not, and brute strength and destruction is not one of them. Not physical destruction. Emotional destruction, yes, but not physical. Is pulling back as far as she can to the edge of the seat and putting her hands up, letting somebody else take this spot.
All right.
Vazia is going to try.
I'll ask you. Give me an athletics check. Difficulty 4.
Josh is dragging Nere's free of the vehicle.
Thank you.
Crap.
So you there's only like this much of the code cylinder like grippable, and so you try to like pinch it with your 2 fingers and pull. The problem is all you've really done is provided your fingernails with a latch. Make a resilience check. Difficulty 2.
Four successes.
You don't scream as you accidentally rip a fingernail out.
Which is the noise she makes.
But no, the code cylinder is still in there. The engines are starting to not sound good. So, Josh, you're pulling Nere's out. Corsarath?
If Corsarath gets his faculties together enough after being after seeing stars for a second, he will turn around, look over, and try and yank the cylinder.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check, difficulty 4.
Gonna put my enhance into this. Nope.
Make a resilience check.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
Nope.
You aren't able to grunt through accidentally ripping a nail off.
He's wearing gloves.
Yeah. They're kind of fucked up right now. You're just in a crash.
Is Vazia able to try again?
You can try again.
Josh is just yelling, "Everybody out now!
Yeah,
This thing is going to
that's-
explode."
That's what ST is doing, is trying to get people out.
She's stubborn. She would like
you can
to try
you
again.
can try again with a setback die, and the engines are sounding worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, she's gonna die here.
Where's my arm?
Hanging off your side.
Okay, well that's good at least. Which arm is it?
Left.
Out of curiosity. Okay, that's good.
We have bad luck with left arms in this
3
group.
successes.
3 successes. You punch your hand into the console and rip out a chunk of the console, the code cylinder included. The engines are still going.
Ah!
Time to leave.
She'll go.
Corsarath will force leap out of the
All
way.
right. Everyone make me a resilience check. Again. Difficulty 2 for those of you that got away. Difficulty 4 for the 2 of you that didn't get away fast enough.
Bruising, so that'll be difficulty 3 because of my injury.
I can't make that.
Yep.
That's a brawn.
All right, are we
yeah,
all making a check?
yeah, resilience check. Difficulty 2 for you.
Okay.
Hey,
Do you have no ranks in resilience at all, Neres?
Nope.
So yeah, you
dice.
still roll because how
Okay.
how
Oh, wait.
badly you fail
Gotcha,
is still a
okay.
thing that you can
Because
Alright,
determine.
that's
that needs
fair.
to be worse. Hang on, I need to re-roll that because my difficulty is one higher as well.
I'm just gonna roll it like this.
Just threats.
It's just
Yeah, because even with no green dice, you can still get a flat
Uh-huh.
roll or.
yeah. Gotcha.
All right, so the engines reach a particular pitch as Avasia and Corsoreth leap away, the rest of you having gotten behind cover, and there is just a as the vehicle explodes, going with it being some amount of gas source that was still running through the building, because it had crashed, I will remind you, into an industrial oven. And there is just a fireball that erupts, shattering the remaining glass that didn't get shattered on the crash, and just engulfs the room. Let's see.
Oh wait, I've got force die. Hang on. They're still there.
Add your force die to it and roll again.
Yeah, let me try it again, just in case. Nope.
All
No,
right.
it's worse.
So this time, Esty and Jash, you managed to get to a safe spot that doesn't crumble when the explosion hits it, and managed to avoid the flames. Corsorath, Neres, and Avasia, you three need to roll me another critical roll. No additional modifiers, just the ones that you already have. Or critical injury, I should say.
Another just shake
Really?
it up.
We're just rolling a straight one.
Just remove whatever offset you already
Yeah.
had.
Well, that's not bad.
it's literally impossible. Yes.
So, Neres, mostly you're just scorched. Like,
Yeah.
the outer finish is now blackened with soot and ash.
It was already
Avasia, your hair caught on fire.
Awesome.
It's now burning.
Just
Presumably.
gonna try to put that out.
Yeah, you can put it out, but it's damaged.
Mm.
Real bad. Corsorath, you just get like a burn scar across your face.
All right, I'm already scarred up.
And again, Jash and Essie managed to get behind cover, so that they didn't get hurt. Everything goes quiet, and you just hear the faint crumbling and collapsing of small amounts of rubble.
Like a glove.
like to try and move all of my extremities. Just assessing.
Everything but your left arm works.
Okay.
I think it's time we left this place. Vasia, did you happen to actually carry that code cylinder with you, or was it caught in the explosion?
Holds it up.
There's a hunk of console, and you can see
Because
a
it was
little
in
bit
her
of the-
hand when
yeah,
she jumped.
you can see a little bit of code cylinder in it.
Cool. Kindly throw that off the edge of the platform, please.
Throw.
Oh no. How will we restart our speeder now?
Oh.
So
We-
this is
After a few seconds, you hear a ping.
okay. Nobody yell at me for what I'm about to say. There's actually a good element to this.
I mean, you're not wrong. Anyone who tracks that vehicle will find a blazing wreck, and not us.
Yes, we are now not being hunted for
For that.
murdering two troopers and oh yeah, they're dead by the way, and stealing their speeder.
Josh does the blink guy gif under his helmet.
4 points of conflict for that. By the way, Jeremy, I forgot to give
What?
you earlier. 4 points of conflict for that.
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah, okay, yeah, no, legit.
I think it's time we abscond
Look,
from
they
this
died
area.
happy.
That's why it's 4 points of conflict and not just an immediate downgrade.
I mean, fair. Yeah, we should move.
So yeah, Neres, it's your other remaining original arm.
Uh-huh. Yep. I'm okay. Well, we need to get somewhere where I can repair myself.
Yes, let's get moving. And we get moving.
We need to get somewhere where I can repair myself okay.
Before what?
The first stage is away from here.
Yes.
So you're in sort of a top floor commissary that at one point had tables, chairs, people, food. Now mostly just a burnt out wreck that is slowly crumbling around you.
At least it's slowly.
And an elevator.
Oh, great. An elevator. Does it work?
No.
And I make it work. I'm not going down another fucking ladder.
There doesn't seem to be an active power grid wherever you're at right now.
This whole area seems to be relatively abandoned. Or at least anyone living here is not living here on the grid. Let's see if we can find a emergency staircase, shall we?
Narshada.
Staircases still exist.
Yeah, not emergency ones.
That's fair.
Also, I believe staircases are a bit of a sore point for certain people.
Ladders.
Ladders are.
Nerys can still go up and down stairs.
Stairs are fine.
I mean, staircases are just ladders on easy mode.
Not wrong. No,
Let's see if we can find any variety of staircase.
not accurate, but not wrong.
I like being both. I am Schrodinger's joke.
I have no emergency repair patches. Shit. Okay. never
So
mind.
you're looking around for any method of getting down. Go ahead and give me two. You can all of you can give me either perception or survival checks.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
I'm equally bad at both of those, I think.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
Is this still considered?
I'm gonna
the
mix it up
same
and say
sound
survival.
We'll say yes. You haven't had a chance to catch your breath
Terrible.
yet, so yes, we'll say this is
Okay.
considered the same encounter still.
Plus one diff.
You said what were the two tests? Perception or survival?
Yeah.
I'm always
have-
terrible at both of these.
Failure and triumph, my favorite. Actually, washing out is my favorite. But
Okay, I am not at +1 difficulty for these. So difficulty what? 2?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Perception. Failure.
So
I hate it when like the difficulty die just decides giving you every difficulty it possibly can,
yours didn't.
or every failure it possibly
It
can.
gave you a threat. So Esty, with the triumph,
yep.
you're able to find the emergency release for the elevator door.
Okay.
Which will get you, and the elevator is there.
It's at this floor.
Yeah, it's at this floor.
It's not just like several cables.
Yeah. The elevator is at this floor. You're also able to, so you sort of look around there. You look around. There is a dumbwaiter in the. There's a dumbwaiter shaft in the kitchen that is behind where the explosion was. It's basically all that's really left of that wall. And there is a cleaning cable, like a cleaning car, about 4 floors down. If you look out and lean down,
like one of those window washer.
Yeah, like a
kind
window
of
washer
things,
cart.
but Star Wars version.
Yeah.
Okay.
about 4 floors down, if you lean over the edge of one side of the building. Those are the 3 routes of downwardness you are able to locate.
Yeah, look at these.
Oh.
None of these seem particularly Nereis friendly.
I
Honestly, if any of them can be run unpowered, it's probably going to be the one on the exterior, would be my guess.
that would
Or is that something I can make a roll to determine what might function in an unpowered manner?
Hey, give me a mechanics check.
Difficulty
Difficulty
2.
Mhm.
To success to advantage.
Technically, all 3 of these can run in unpowered fashion. It's just in different velocities.
Which one goes the slowest unpowered?
The dumbwaiter.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
Yep, no, legit.
It's just also the smallest.
Right.
We'll have to do it one at a time.
Would I fit in there?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, how small are we talking? Because, like,
Nereis would have to remove a couple of legs to get into it. I will.
we're already treating your bronze score like it's 0.
I will. I will refresh everyone's memory. Nereis has 3 legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How easily can those be detached and reattached?
I do not have a toolkit.
Not easily.
What's the second slowest?
The second slowest would be the washing cart.
the exterior
washing
one.
cart.
Yep.
Elevator's a pretty quick descent.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
pretty quick and go down.
Does the elevator have like a handbrake or anything?
I mean, not visible.
Okay.
Better question. How well can Nereis... No, with a brawn of 0, Nereis can't hold on to a rope.
No.
I'm gonna pull the thing to open the elevator so we can at least see what's inside.
Yeah. You open up the elevator. It's a steel box elevator. There is a trap door
Okay.
in the floor and also in the ceiling,
Mhm.
like maintenance hatches. They look like. There is a there's a digital selector that is currently powered off. They don't have individual buttons. There's like a touchpad that would be
Mhm.
operated if it was powered.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, like, aside from the emergency hatches, there's no like leverage or anything like that inside the box. But most of you would assume that any sort of emergency brake would be either be on top of it or below it.
Is it?
I feel like having the emergency brake below it would be a very poor design choice,
Well-
but I'm not gonna put it past them.
Is it fair to guess that at some point the power is going to be restored down here? Some point beyond like months?
No.
Okay.
This area is definitely abandoned.
Yeah, no, you can definitively tell that. Like, and if you look out the windows, all of the towers in this cluster seem to be abandoned as well.
How high up are we?
From where?
I was gonna say we're on the top
Okay.
floor, right?
All right.
Like the question is, like, from what point are you trying to judge how high?
From whatever ground I can see, I want to get off of this.
So you look down, you look out the tower trying to find ground.
Yep.
Black void before you get anywhere near the ground.
All right.
Before we go any further, which direction are we going? Cassilian left us at least a breadcrumb trail or something, didn't he? Esty?
Yes.
Yeah, SE has the coordinates, and if you bring it up in like a hollow map, basically, you're a little bit off target. It's up.
I hope we are. Otherwise, we just killed him.
No, it's about 6 skyscrapers west of here, and about 50 floors down.
You know what? I'm gonna say that's pretty good aim.
Yeah,
all
like you're
things
not
considered.
considering the scale. Yeah, it's pretty good aim.
Mm-hmm.
How about are there walkways connecting these skyscrapers?
Not the one you're on. There might be some connecting the others, but it's hard to get a good view from where you're at. You're sort of like the shortest skyscraper in a cluster.
How about we look for a way to get across to a different building and see whether we need to go up or down for that?
Well, we can't go up in this building.
Down.
But yes.
I mean, the other option. I don't like the idea of staying here very long, but
No.
we can see if we can get what we need for Narish to at least do some repairs.
Well, yes, find it. My understanding is that while it is a disadvantaged sort of location, these buildings are by no means deserted. There was just an explosion up here. Someone, probably scavengers, are going to be coming looking eventually.
More to the point, I'm willing to bet that tracker was damaged enough it might be sending out a signal now.
Mm-hmm. So,
Or no longer have a signal, which itself will be a signal.
so exterior descent, or do we risk this derelict elevator?
I vote as exterior of those two choices.
You could also just
All
cut through
right.
the floor if you wanted. You have lightsabers.
I mean, yes, if we wanted to descend one floor at a time by cutting circular panels out of the ground.
No, yeah, you know what?
Mm.
I want to see what's down below.
Sure.
All right, let's have a look.
So I assume you're not doing the thing where you like stand in the middle of the circle and just spin, right?
That's clearly the most fun way to do it.
You ignite your lightsaber, shove it into the ground all the way to the hilt.
Yep.
It takes you a minute because there's a lot of material cutting through. You can tell based on how much you're having to push. Cut out a fairly decent sized hole. And as you finish the circle, it doesn't move because it's being held in place by pressure. You tap on it a few times and it slowly slides.
Stomp, stomp, stomp,
Stomp,
stomp, stomp, stomp.
Drops.
Hold on. Fell for a while, huh?
2 seconds, yeah. You look down.
Seconds is a real long time.
Darkness.
Oh, for God's sakes.
No lights.
Mhm.
Here, I have binoculars that can see in the dark. I am fairly certain.
I was gonna say, yeah, Josh has low light vision. I know.
Yeah, low light, not no light.
Right. Okay.
I've got electric binoculars. They do. Yeah, vision in very low levels of light. There are thermal imaging. I'm gonna look down there.
There's with thermal imaging.
Yep.
You mostly see a cold building. Thermal imaging doesn't give you a lot of details.
Did that get damaged? Okay, I don't know. The faceplate is.
Oh yeah, your faceplate got damaged.
Never
so
mind.
I
Shit.
tear off a bit of
Josh just pulls out a
Decent bit of
glow rod
clothing.
and clicks it on and points it down the hole.
also workable. I was just going to tear off some clothing, catch it on fire,
Fire
throw
and drop
down.
it. Yep. Yep.
so
Josh points his Star Wars flashlight down the hole.
well, glow rods aren't flashlights. Glow rods are they're
Literally glow sticks.
glow sticks.
Okay, well then he'll just crack one of those and drop it.
Yeah. Drop. I think they're glow sticks. I'm pretty certain they're glow sticks.
I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
think
pretty
they
sure.
are
Glow
in this,
rods.
but
Let me double check.
Small directional handheld light sources.
Oh no, they are
yeah,
flashlights. Huh.
yeah, it's a flashlight. Yeah.
Project a
Mhm.
beam. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they project a beam.
Because why would Lucas name anything in a way that
Normally,
that
right?
made sense?
So you turn it on, aim it down. The beam illuminates the lower floors. You can this. So you weren't able to tell on the descent because you were in a fiery crashing vehicle. This building looks like it got hit with a turbo laser at some point. Because as you look down, you just see sort of like diagonal scoring through the building in the floors below you.
All right.
And like the reason why that thing fell for a bit is because there were additional holes below it. As you sort of see like there's just scarring going from one side down to the other through the building, and you can see bits of exposed bits of the elevator shaft and a few other things. The next floor down isn't actually that far down. It's only about 10 feet down. But like immediately underneath this hole, there's just another hole. There's some more stable land, a little bit more stable ground over by where the speeder blew up. But below it. But yeah, it looks like the building from the inside looks like very poorly lit Swiss cheese.
So it's a Fallout type building.
So if we move the location of our carved hole that way.
I mean, I can't move the location. I can carve a new one.
Of course, Raz just gives you a look.
Regardless.
Look, I
think...
deal with. I am humor is coping right now.
My advice is still the exterior descent. It's attached. It's able to be run without power, without nearly as much peril. And we're not further destabilizing the structural integrity of the building we're trying to get down through before dying.
The query then becomes getting Nere's down there.
Well, given that thing can be run somewhat without power, I think the query is more getting you and Avazia down there and you two getting it up here so Nere's can get on.
Run without power would typically mean downward.
Is this the sort of thing that has hand cranks?
No, it doesn't have hand cranks. It does have a pulley and like it does have like a pulley and brake system.
Yeah.
So like you would manually pull the ropes.
So you could if it's manually operated by pulling ropes, you can move it two directions, not just one.
Yeah. You can pull it up or down.
Does it have it's very important to me personally? Does it have safety mechanics so that if the so it stops basically? Does it have brakes?
It stops right now.
Yes, but if it gets moved, will it stop?
Hard to tell from this distance.
Okay, that's reassuring.
Excellent.
You could theoretically pull it up by the ropes too, but it wouldn't you wouldn't be pulling them through the pulleys, so it would just drop as soon as you let go.
I'm guessing based on our interactions to date that this might be a potential Sarah point, but we're running low on options. Can anybody potentially help Nere's down?
I have been practicing with move. I think I may be able to make it down four flights. Right? That's how low that thing is.
4 stories below.
Yes.
4 stories, yeah. It's about 40 feet
4
down.
stories.
How much does Nere's weigh?
Reese is like a 5'5" by solidly like 3 or 4 feet triangle of metal. A lot.
Avazi's just gonna walk over and try to lift Nere's.
Give me an athletics check. Difficulty 4.
That's success.
You can lift Nere's off the ground. You're straining to do it.
What are you doing?
You're not going to move very fast carrying them.
Let me down.
I got it. I can carry you.
That's not a position you can carry. That's you can get someone barely off the ground.
I'm holding them, aren't I?
Now please climb down this sheer structure doing that.
She will shoot Estes a look.
Corsarath will agree. That is not something that you're going to be able to do.
Puts Nere's down.
Tink.
Look, we can move that conveyance up to this level and simply have Nere's
Yeah.
moved onto it.
Corsarath will walk over to the edge of the platform and force leap down.
How injured are the rest of you currently?
I got my bell rung, but I'm all right.
Yeah, I definitely should not be going to sleep immediately, but otherwise I'm okay.
Okay,
I'm
there's no
fine.
immediately if you like fall or something, you will bleed out instantly. Probably.
I
Dash
mean,
has taken
if
no
I fall 4
wound.
stories, I will bleed out
Oh
regardless
yeah,
of what
no,
happens.
no. I'm just assessing because I can still possibly try and heal people.
I will not bleed out worse than I would
What about
otherwise
you,
bleed out if I
Nereid?
was
Do you need
perfectly healthy.
A
I do
repair
not-
patch or something?
I do not have any repair patches left. I do not have the tools to fix this.
We established last time that being able to force leap involves being able to halt your momentum on the descent.
It does. What's the distance that you can force leap?
A range band, horizontally anyway. I don't know about down.
You have to have a second upgrade for vertical.
That's for going up. I don't know about down.
Well, up and down are both vertical.
Yeah.
And it specifically says vertical, not up.
Yeah. The second control is for vertically moving, which is both slowing your descent down and also increasing your ascent up. So you don't really have the capacity, and also even if you did have the capacity to jump vertically, it's more than a range band down, which means that you would regain full falling speed before you land it.
How difficult does it look to climb down there?
Got a pair of ropes.
Can I just take a rope down?
Yeah.
I will take a rope down.
All right, it'll be athletics check difficulty 2.
Has it, technically speaking, changed the encounter yet?
Nope, not yet.
Cool. So it's difficulty 3. I will still use enhance here. Advantages, no failures.
Now, the encounter will end when the scene ends, which will end when you're no longer at this location. All right, so
If I had Destiny, I'd be using it, but there isn't any.
Corsarath goes over to the ropes, grabs 2 of them, tries to put a foot on each to slowly grip and release his way down, and that tingling sensation from your back sort of kicks in again, and you just you see stars for a second and let go, and just plummet. You catch yourself and skid to a halt, but you're sort of hanging onto the rope 2 stories down, just sort of
Vazia.
gripping for your life right now.
Can you assist Corsarath, please?
Oh, yes. She is over there.
Yes,
I would
SD?
No, that was because you notice as he starts to go down. Wait, let somebody go with you at the same time. So in case you, never mind.
I would
Always
like
have
my
a
force
climbing-
dice. I would like my force dice to roll something other than 1 dark side pick,
Right?
please.
Always have a climbing buddy.
Yep.
Corsarath isn't used to being this injured.
Legit.
Avasia, are you going down the same ropes or different ones?
Different ones.
Let's go to the other side.
I would like to assist Avasia with flow up to short range. I can affect her.
Okay. Go ahead and make a force power check. Avasia, giving an athletics check, difficulty 3. Or sorry, difficulty 2. I don't know if you have any.
Yeah.
If you're critical.
Yeah, she's not the one that has brawn difficulty increased.
2 successes.
Hey,
And a
there you
triumph.
go.
So yeah, Avasia, you Errol Flynn your way down, just making it look easy.
Go off.
Where is Corsarath?
About halfway down.
3 stories up on the other side.
All right. Is she able to get over there to assist him?
I mean, you can get down to the bottom of the ropes where he's at.
Okay.
You have to climb up to assist him, and you're not certain how you do that while also holding yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have any other ideas.
How far up is he?
3 stories up from you.
Right.
If you at least hold the rope, that's gonna help.
Yeah, she'll go ahead and hold the rope.
All right.
and
So go ahead
if he
and
falls,
make that roll
she'll
again.
catch him.
With a boost die this time, of course, Wrath.
Cool. That's a success and an advantage. Still only rolling 1 dark side pip each.
Yeah.
Force die don't have any other face, apparently.
You're consistent.
So yeah, the steadying of the ropes helps you slide down a little bit easier, and you're still hurting, and that's the pain is still there, but you manage to get down to the cart. For whatever it's worth, there are still cleaning utensils on here.
Grab me a
Brilliant.
squeegee.
Are you okay?
Still seeing flashes from that spinal impact, but I'll be fine eventually.
All right, Nariz, let's get you over to the window, opening whatever, so that once they get the cart up here, we can get you loaded on.
More of a ledge at this point, really.
Yeah.
Let's start pulling these ropes then.
All right.
Right.
SD, do you see or hear anything worrisome elsewhere in this building? Because right about now, I feel, is when, the starfighters show up and start shooting at us as we descend.
Hold on. Let me look. I will look around, and I will also try using sense.
All right. Make a sense roll. What's your range on that?
I believe I can. It depends on how many I get, because I can extend the range band a bit. I can extend the range band by 1, so to short.
Okay.
Is that by 1 per force point spent?
1 per. You can spend a force point. Yeah, you can activate. Yes, you can activate this multiple times. So yeah, if I get
All right. So gotta make the roll. I think it's just your force die for this.
Should be yes. Well, there's 1.
So you sort of extend your senses.
I know
out.
what's in my immediate vicinity.
Yeah. You sense your allies.
Yeah.
You sense something in the elevator shaft.
Fuck. Life form.
Life form. Not an identifiable one.
I need to check something. I look at Josh. I need to check something.
All right. We'll wait here.
I just walk over to the elevator shaft. Pull out my lightsaber, light it up, open it up, prepare to be eaten.
The elevator is still there.
Okay.
Nothing visible in the elevator.
Does it seem like it's above or below or
Sort of like around the elevator and like above and below.
Oh, fuck. Is this a mimic elevator?
huh?
Stab the elevator.
It's not like you're not sensing it like in place of the elevator. You're just
It's
sensing it
around the
around
elevator.
the elevator.
There's a living fungus that has grown around the edges of this elevator.
There's a
I will
hatch in the floor if you want to open it up.
Yeah. I was thinking ceiling, but then like, oh yeah, there's one on the floor.
Yeah.
I will open it up.
You open the hatch and look down.
Yep.
From the faint glow of your lightsaber because your lightsaber doesn't glow very bright. 'Cause
Right.
It's a ghost fire one.
It's
But
yep.
but from the faint glow of your lightsaber, you see the slightest of reflections off of something that seems fleshy and slightly wet. I'm going to sort of put the lightsaber down a little bit further to get a bit more of a view. And
Hey Josh, could you come here a moment?
Of course.
'Cause I'm
Step
checking it
over.
out.
Step over with my flashlight.
point your flashlight down the hole.
There's something down
What?
there.
He'll point his light at the hole.
And you light up. There is the walls of the elevator shaft
Mhm.
are covered in what looks almost like flesh grown as moss, and also thick worm-like tendrils that have just like sort of adhered themselves to various aspects.
Would this be a xenology roll?
It would be a xenology roll, yes.
What's my difficulty?
Difficulty 3.
Okay.
I think.
Boop. Hey, 2 successes and a threat.
I do not, but we'll see how it goes. Difficulty 3. Yep, that's exactly how I expected it to go.
You've got no idea.
Yep.
Josh, this is colloquially known as a power bank. Though, like, scientifically, it's it's called a minotaur, because it is a genetic predecessor to a Minoc. It is theorized to be sort of a living hive that spawns Minocs, and basically is attracted to anything that has energy, particularly electrical power, but any sort of energy that's harvestable, and eats it, and just spreads itself across whatever surface and structure it finds. No one's ever actually ever seen it begin. They've only ever seen the end result of it.
Right.
But it's why, and that's sort of why they call it a what did I fucking call it?
Power bank?
Power bank, thank you. So I kind of call it a power bank because it just eats and stores this energy and uses it to produce Minocs and other creatures.
Metabolize, right? Yep.
Yeah.
That explains the power outage. How about we shut that and take a few steps back?
Sounds good to me. Tunk.
That's how you spell his name.
And Josh will give a quiet and brief explanation of what this thing is to SD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yes, that I think we've figured out why all the power's out in this building.
Yep.
Also, we probably want to keep an eye out for potential spawn on the way down.
Sounds good to me.
You know, maybe burn down the building when we leave.
I mean, is it
not quite necessary, but it feels like very much a pest species.
Fair, but at this point,
it's kind of like kudzu, but
this
worse.
area, is it really doing much damage to anybody?
Well, I don't know if I don't know if Josh knows the details. Does it have to be active power? Can it sense, like, you know, say the batteries in my glow rod, or even if it's not turned on?
Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
Yeah.
Just like a Minoc.
Right. Yep. Yes. It's going to probably, I don't know how fast it grows / moves / attacks, but all of us are carrying various powered implements.
One of you is a powered
One
implement.
of us, right? One of us is a droid. This thing is going to be probably attracted to us, especially if we remain in its vicinity.
I mean, fair. So we definitely want to get away from it. But you know what else it's going to be attracted to? Any Empire who come down here to investigate their crash speeder.
I mean, that's fair as well. So, how are Avazia and Corserath doing at getting that card up here?
Avasi and Corserath do athletics checks, difficulty 2.
3.
2 successes.
Still putting enhance into this. It's a success. And again, these force die don't have other faces.
They
Not
are
for you.
slowly but surely raising the platform.
Excellent.
It's gonna take them a few minutes, but Corserath, like Avasia has to slow down to keep so that Corserath can keep up. Basically,
Hang on, that was rolled with a boost die. That's wrong.
otherwise,
Better.
okay. So the Corserath is able to keep pace with Avasia with the 2 successes, but it's still slow. They are lifting themselves and the platform they're standing on, and that takes a bit of strength and a bit of concentration.
Yep.
But they have ascended at this point. They will have ascended 2 floors.
Yeah, about halfway there. Josh will come over and inform Nerese what we found.
That's horrifying.
Isn't it, though?
It really, it's is it really that much more horrifying than
You have described
Human-
it as a flesh moss. That is
Right.
horrifying.
is it much more horrifying than us physiologically? It's only because it's abnormal to us.
That is fair. You're also all very squishy.
And horrifying, yes.
Yes.
The cart finally rises to the appropriate level.
All right.
The 2 of them are sweating.
Nice work. Let's get out of here before the flesh mass eats us.
Sorry, what?
Less talking, more getting away from the flesh mass.
There's a massive organism inhabiting this structure that
That
eats power sources,
Let's-
ambient or
Wonderful.
otherwise, which
Why is-
explains why we're out of power.
All right, let's get down from here then.
All right. So it's much.
We have a few useful tools, and I would rather they not get eaten.
Yes.
So you all get onto the cleaning cart.
Mhm.
It shakes a little at your weight, but doesn't seem to be giving any further. You begin the descent. The descent is slow, but easier. Doesn't require a roll.
Mhm.
Because gravity is doing most of the lifting. You're just sort of adjusting the brakes as you go. And it's sort of slowly sliding down. How fast do you want to descend?
What are our options?
So your
About to
options
say.
are slow, which is basically going a floor. Your options are going basically a floor every 2 rounds, a floor around, or 2 floors around.
I'm concerned that you are putting this in combat terms. A floor around sounds
I
good.
think that would probably be best, yes.
All right, so you begin to descend a floor around.
Stealthily.
Give me a let's see here. Give me a stealth check. This will be difficulty 5.
Excellent. Who's driving? Who's giving us this stealth
Hold on,
check?
hold on. I mean, my stealth is real good, but there
Okay.
are
If you
About to say, I think the 2 of us are currently would be a difficulty 6 for that.
it doesn't go to 6. If you go past 5, you just can't make the roll.
would sleight of mind help me in this? Add 2 blue die to 2 bonus die to stealth checks, unless attempting to detect the character, the person being attempting to detect is immune to force powers.
It depends on what you're trying to hide from.
What are we trying to hide from?
I don't
with our
know.
stealth rolls?
Jack asked for a stealth check.
I just said we were trying to do it stealthily.
I don't know
As
what
a
you're trying to hide
joke.
from.
Yes, the
Fine. I tell you what,
difficulty-
I will add those in, and if they are not appropriate, go ahead and take whatever comes off of them.
I'm
out.
just interested to see the results.
There we go.
Honestly. Hey, I got a success.
Stealth difficulty 5.
I was supposed to be doing these stealth rolls.
No, I don't know.
I
That's up
asked
to John.
I asked Jack to do it as a joke. You can do it if you want.
It's probably not going to change anything.
No.
You don't know.
Josh, you're confident that you are quiet.
Okay, cool.
The cart you're standing on's pretty loud, but you are very quiet. Esty,
They'll
same
notice the cart.
thing.
Not me, though.
Stealthy as fuck.
100%. No, that's fine because when the flesh mass comes
Difficulty
down here and
5,
tries to
Nerys.
eat it,
Oh.
we can jump off and hang on to the side and nobody will have seen us, and we'll see everybody else get eaten and be able to escape.
Exactly.
And then it becomes the Esty and Jess show.
Nope. I'm really
Nerees is like
Scraping
idly.
against
Yeah,
something.
not like
Ow.
one of Nerees is like
Ow.
scraping against Esty.
ow. Ow.
Anyway,
Somehow your dangling arm has gotten caught between the building and the cart and is just scraping all the way down.
No, it's just like errant breezes.
Oh,
hitting
okay.
me.
so,
My bone is exposed. This is not okay.
no, it's not. Eventually, the cart comes to a rest at what seems to be some sort of I want to say plateau, but it's not a it's a
Architectural
architectural
term.
term rather than plateau.
Mhm. Some sort of landing.
A
Yeah,
landing. Yeah.
At a landing that seems to be sort of like a rooftop garden of some time, or was at
Uh-huh.
one point. Which seems to be the end of the rope for the cleaning thing.
Right.
You've dropped down about 25 floors.
Cool. That's much better than it was.
Does this landing connect between buildings?
Yes, it does connect. It does connect out to sort of a central plaza that connects between all these structures. If you sort of look across the rooftop garden, it eventually ends, and there's like a it looks like it was a statue plaza at one point in time, but whatever the statue was is long gone. There's just sort of like a hunk of metal and debris in the middle
Right.
of the
Mhm.
plaza.
Remnants of a plinth kind of thing.
Yeah. That just has a bunch of Huttese spray painted on it in red.
What's it say?
Yeah. It's a
Jabba sucks dicks.
there's no gods, no kings, only man. You know.
All right.
We
So,
have
which direction?
Six buildings to the west.
6, yes. And
Another 25 floors down.
about that. It was down and not up.
Yeah, down.
Right?
Mhm.
Okay. Just want to make sure because you had said this was one of the shorter ones.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Okay. So yeah, another 5 over, another 25 down. And how badly damaged is this building compared to the other ones?
This one's like there's sort of variable damage. Now that you're down lower on the building, you can get a better view of the damage. It
Mhm.
seems like this whole cluster was sort of struck by a turbo laser barrage at some point.
Okay.
And so all of the structures are damaged to varying degrees. But you are seeing signs of life. Like there is signs that there are people down here. You're just not seeing any people themselves.
Right.
This sort of like ruined plaza definitely has had people in it. Also seems to have had some form of wildlife in it, based on either that or people who really don't give a shit where they shit.
Ash will just try and keep a
Why
passive
not
sort
both?
of
Be
awareness,
fair.
vigilance up as we move towards the buildings that we're targeting then.
Yeah, so right now your path is basically going to take you through this plaza and out the western side. You're sort of on the eastern side of it right now.
Let's get moving.
So you
Yep.
begin to pick through the plaza. Are you trying? So you're keeping a vigilance. Are you trying to be particularly stealthy going through the plaza, which will be a lot easier than being stealthy on the cart?
Yes, I will. I'll take point and be sneaky.
Right. So anyone that wants to can make stealth check, difficulty 2,
It's difficulty 3 again.
because these are opposed.
Are we out of that scene? Or
Now, obviously, now you're out of that scene. Yeah.
Okay.
So now that encounter is
One
ended.
success and an advantage.
You've had enough
Mm.
time.
One success.
Going down, you've had enough time to catch your breath and move on to the next scene.
Cool. That means I have 2 critical injuries that now just function for the sake of getting more critical injuries, but don't have any effect anymore.
Yep.
All right. So
ooh,
Good job, Nerys.
Advantage.
I'm being very careful.
no failures. Let's see.
I mean, I don't know who's down here, but I feel like we could probably take him.
Depends if they were down here when the turbo laser hit and are still here.
I mean, that's fair.
If they're like, "Ow, I just got shot up. That's annoying." Oh,
Right.
well. Then maybe
Then-
we should go.
Yeah.
We don't want to intrude on their space.
Right.
Let's leave the super rancor alone.
Right, exactly. It's the whole. Well, that was a nasty turbo laser barrage. Good thing me and my 16 rancors didn't get in the way.
I was gonna say, I feel like there's a term for super rancor. Tarask.
yes, that fits.
I mean, there was in Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, there was a mission where you had to run from a super rancor that had been like genetically modified and was indestructible.
So you're all moving fairly quietly across the plaza. And everyone make me a perception check. Difficulty 2.
Can I make an argument for vigilance because that's what I was
Yeah, you can make
keeping up?
vigilance. Yeah.
Okay. 2 successes for me.
Oops, I did not mean to double roll. Of course, I got the lots of successes on the second one.
Yeah.
Perception, if 2.
Mhm.
Success, 2 advantages.
So Josh, you sort of as you're all moving through the plaza, you passively realize that you are all being launched.
Believe
You're not
we've
certain.
got company.
You're not certain by who or by what,
Mhm.
but you can tell. Corsarath and Avasia. Did we get a perception check from Near? Yeah, Near's got an advantage.
Yeah.
Corsarath and Avasia, you can't get a good look at them, but you can definitely tell there are humanoids hiding in certain aspects of the rubble. You can tell they're armed. You can't tell with what, but they seem to be watching.
Can I identify an individual like that is there, even if I can't see them clear enough?
Not specific. Like you have an idea of where they might be, but you can't identify a specific individual. They're doing fairly good at sort of keeping out of sight. You also can't tell if they are waiting for you to leave or if they're waiting to ambush you.
If you'd like to talk, we're not here with any hostile intent. We're trying to pass through.
Oh, you're talking about someone's here. I thought you were talking to me.
No.
There are people watching us or something.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Hi.
One of the a figure steps out from behind some of the rubble, holding what is very clearly a crossbow strapped together by bits and bobs, like the shittiest crossbow you've ever seen.
Oh.
The individual stands at about 4'7", with sort of a flared, bulbous nose, very low-hanging brow, and what basically looks like, people that go bald really bad, it gets in like right here, and they just have like a tuft right here on the forehead, and then a ring around the back,
And like the little tiny sideburns on the side.
Yeah, bits and pieces of the hair don't connect, and they don't really shave the whole thing. That short, dark eyes, sort of a bulbous nose, but haggard features with very gaunt-looking, emaciated frame, wearing scrap clothing and holding the scrap crossbow. We don't get very many strangers down here. Who are you?
Passing through.
Individuals just trying to find a friend.
Anyone who wants to make a xenobiology roll.
Ooh.
Okay.
Difficulty
Difficulty, this is a little bit obscure, so difficulty 3.
3. Okay.
I've never been to Nalhada, so
3 successes and an advantage.
1 success and a threat.
What was the difficulty? 3?
3.
Yep.
Oh, wow. 2 successes.
So, Esty, you recognize Evokai. This is an Evokai. They are. You're not certain. You don't know much about them. They are a race that is related to the Hutts in some, not like biologically, but like politically.
Mm-hmm.
You're not 100% certain how. You imagine the same way any other race is related to a Hutt, indentured servitude.
Right.
Avasia, you know that similar to Esty, you recognize Evokai. You know they're very weak, generally speaking. They fight in packs. They can be dangerous if they overwhelm you, and there seems to be a good number of them here, but individually, nowhere near a match for any of you. Neres and Jash. The Evokai are the native race of Nalhada before it was called Nalhada. They were the native species, the indigenous peoples.
Mm-hmm.
When the Hutts came and populated the planet, they enslaved all of the Evokai. They are the people that built Nar Shaddaa. They are the people that built Nalhada. They basically are the labor force of any large hut construction. They are small, very timid, like naturally, though obviously individuals can be different, and in groups they become less timid. They are very non-confrontational as a people, mostly because submissiveness has been bred into them by the Hutts over the generations. And they, generally speaking, very weak, very flimsy, don't live long, breed like rabbits. But largely, the large talking points, though, they are basically a species that is owned by the Hutts through no fault of their own or choice.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They happened to be living on the planet the Hutts wanted.
Heavily marginalized by a power base uninterested in ethics or equal treatment.
And based on where they're at, you imagine that when they finished building the upper levels, they just left the workforce here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. SD's based on what Sheila, SD's demeanor very quickly softens when she realizes who they are. Hey, I'm Esty. What's your name?
47.
47. It's nice to meet you. I and my friends here are trying to find another friend of ours who is down here, few buildings over, little further down. We're not here to trouble you. We're not here to inconvenience you in any way. Tell you, you have nothing to worry about from us. We just simply need to get through. If I can ask something, is there somewhere we might be able to make use of some tools? Find and make use of some tools.
Make a charm roll.
Okay.
You get an upgrade because of their bred submissiveness.
Okay. Success, triumph, 2 advantages.
Yeah, they're definitely wary of you as a group, but they are prone to trusting people.
Fair.
Well, if you say you're not here to hurt us, we can help you out. You're looking for repairs, tools for repair.
Yes, our droid got a little bit banged up
Yes.
on the way
This is
down.
Nerys. Nerys 47.
Well, we have 15 has a workshop that they've been working on diverting power back to some of the buildings.
Nice.
The power bank, unfortunately, has drained quite a bit of the area's power grid, but we're hoping to siphon some back away and cut it off. Might require some explosives, but yes, we can take you to 15's workshop and see what we can help you with.
That would be amazing. Thank you.
He turns, looks at the others. It's all right, everyone. They're friends. Just passing through. They're not related to the Reavers. You can all calm down.
Reavers.
47 question.
Yes?
Who are the Reavers?
So you sort of see like a little bit of a panic attack beginning. There's a group of individuals who hunt us for sport. Come down from the floating cities. Call themselves the Reavers. S and Bones.
Huh.
You didn't look like them, but we never know if they're going to do something new.
Legit. Fair. We are definitely not.
It seems like he believes you, but he just seems also like he's just generally terrified of the world.
Oh, well, for sure. Well, if we can go at some point, if you're okay with it, I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about that, just so I'd like to meet these Reavers and have a chat with them on your behalf.
It's sort of like talking to the Reavers as a concept seems to terrify this individual.
Yeah.
And it like pulls back a little bit, looking at
Not-
you warily.
No, not with you there. I want to go intercede and keep them and make them stop hunting you at some point. But we only have to talk about that if you're comfortable with it. And that's for later.
Let's get you to 15.
Yes.
And you see, there's about 20 of them that just sort of appear out of the woodwork, out of the various bits of rubble, and like you had only spotted like 5 of them previously. There's quite a lot of these people with crossbows, and they sort of disperse, and some of them keeping an eye on you, some of them keeping an eye on you, and 47 who just turns and keeps an eye on the sky, this way, and sort of like shuffles to the south, heading towards a different tower than the one you were trying to get to.
Let him get a little bit ahead. We need to help these people. And I can think of 2 ways we can do so.
We need to get my arm and these explosives out first before we start helping other people, probably.
We might
Get
be
to
able
the
to
rendezvous.
well, we're going to go talk to
Yes.
Cillian anyways, but I think we need to do what we can to cut back or get rid of that power bank. And we need to go kill ourselves some Reavers, whoever those are.
Based on the sound of it, they sound like stereotypical sport hunters looking for easy prey.
Yep.
If they were any good at their jobs, they'd be looking for things that can actually fight back.
Yep. I do not appreciate that. Especially for a people like this.
All right. Well, let's see if we can get Nerys repaired somewhat first, then.
Of course. And go make our meeting with Cillian.
Follow 47.
All of 47. Eventually, you get into sections of the building that have power. As you get to a couple of places where you see lights are shining and doors are opening and a couple of monitors here and there. You see some bits and pieces of scorching on the walls. It looks like they had to burn back some of the power bank to get this particular area powered again.
Oh.
But eventually you are led into what seems to be like a droid workshop. There are bits and pieces of all manner of mechanical, droids that are half built, partially built. One that's functional. Looks like it was it looks kind of like it was at one point a battle droid, like a more like a standard battle droid, but it the head has been replaced with a cleaning droid's head, and it only has one functioning arm. The other arm is just a shield. Just like half of the body is armored, and then it has it's got like a sort of like a riot door on one arm, and then on a functioning arm that it's currently using to help hold bits and pieces in place. And there is a slightly smaller Evokai, kind of sort of tinkering with a few things, looks over, sees the group of you, freezes in place, like he's hoping if he doesn't move, you won't see him. And then 47, it's all right, 15, it's all right. They're not with them. They're just passing through, travelers. And the one that's frozen slowly begins to move again. Right. Can I help you?
They're tools. That is all.
Tools you need?
Yes.
What kind?
I will list off what I think I will need for this repair.
You look like you've been through a lot. We have an oil bath running. Would that help you?
That will not fix this. I will indicate the arm, which I don't think will be repaired by an oil bath.
No, yes,
No.
but well, let's get you come with me, and he will sort of like come over and like take you by the working hand. And
Where? I do not move.
he's trying to guide you towards the oil bath, basically.
Okay.
And you can see there's a workbench over there.
Fine.
It's going to get you into the oil bath. You sort of sink down into it, and it begins cleaning out a whole bunch of the grime and ash and soot that's been covering you.
Yep.
And as he does, he sort of like hops up onto a stool next to it. Seems like it's partially get you clean, partially lower you so he can get up to your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And he just sort of like pulls a small kit off of his waist and looks at the arm for a bit. Can you move it at all?
No, I have a question.
Mhm.
I might be a dick. How good is the repair stuff in here? I am very concerned about my arm. I am touchy and
Make a mechanics check.
there's been a bunch. I may not let him do it. Mechanics. Difficulty 2?
Mm-hmm.
Two successes.
Looking around, a lot of the repair work is very slapdash. Like, it's not good, you would say,
Okay.
but it's not that it's bad because the workmanship is bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad because what they're trying to do with what resources they have is not equivalent.
Got it.
Like the droid that's up and moving is is as fully functional as can be. It's not that they put the shield on because they didn't know what an arm was. It's that they put the shield on because they didn't have the parts to give it an arm.
Yep.
And they wanted to protect vulnerable circuitry as best as they could.
So they're doing good work with bad parts.
Yep.
I mean, they're doing as good work as they can, which is not good, strictly speaking,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not as bad as it could be, considering the situation.
It is. It is a complex brain. The I can't not this arm.
What's the difficulty of that critical injury?
3.
Oh, hang on, sorry, that didn't roll properly. Yeah, I'll go ahead. So we can use that.
Have a force-sensitive evokai.
Not that he's aware of it, but
Right. He just has an insane number of points.
he's not good at anything but this. Literally the only thing he can do. So yeah, as you're sort of so first of all, he heals that critical injury.
Ooh.
You also recover 3 wounds and 5 strain.
Nice.
Did you have any other critical injuries?
Yes.
That
2.
one's also recovered.
I have 2 critical injuries.
One of them is also recovered, not both of them.
Okay.
So like the first one that he was aiming at, the arm is recovered,
Yep.
and then a
Okay.
second critical injury is recovered.
Does it matter which one I choose? The last one that was applied. Or the first one?
The highest difficulty one.
Okay, they're both the same.
Then pick one.
I'll do this one.
So yeah, as you're sort of describing the issue, you just sort of feel feeling begin to flow back into that limb. As he is very precisely and like quickly rewiring your shoulder and patching it with, so basically duct tape and cellophane and some bare bits of scrap. It's not pretty, but very, very quickly he patches this, patches that, wraps that around, ties this off, reattaches that, with a wrench, sort of sees a bent plate somewhere that wasn't even part of that issue. It was a part of a different problem. And just sort of with a wrench very quickly and efficiently pops it back into place. And you sort of feel a bit of pressure that you'd forgotten was there suddenly release on one side. Well, it's not a full, perfect repair, but hopefully that will help some.
Yes. Do you have any glass? I indicate the faceplate. You need to cover this.
And it's workable. I can think of something. What was I? So I'm thinking. He's thinking. 72 had access to a glass making facility on floor. It was floor 275. But I think the power bank has it now, so I don't know if we can get to it and recover the glass. And doing some quick calculations, you figure whatever that level that he was referring to is probably about 40 levels down from where you're at.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry I don't have the materials here, but if you find anything, or if we find anything, I can do something for it.
Yes.
But as all of you watch this small, timid, would like to be a statue and disappear Evokai, very rapidly repair Nereus' arm, and think to yourselves your various respective thoughts about these people and their plight. That's where we're going to end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.